Today, I want to talk about how to feel like the best version of you as a mom. If you are new to my channel, here we talk about classic living and traditional values, and I would love if you would consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. Lately, we've been really focusing on motherhood and homemaking because that's where my mind is at, but I also talk about cultural commentary, dating, modesty, fashion, all those kinds of things. So make sure to subscribe so you can be notified of all of my new videos. But in today's video, I want to talk about 5 ways that you can feel your best as a mom. I know that there's this kind of narrative that goes around that you really lose yourself in motherhood, that you just aren't who you once were, and that you're just lost, like you don't feel like you anymore. I actually found the opposite. I felt like I found myself in motherhood. And I think a lot of women feel that way. And especially if you allow yourself to feel that way and not feel guilty about the changes that occur when you do become a mother and how your priorities shift, then you can embrace this new version of yourself and enjoy it. But there are ways to feel good and not overwhelmed or stretched thin as a mom, and most of them come down to taking care of yourself and also just enjoying your day-to-day. So I want to share a few tips that I use to feel really good about me as a mom, and also just ways that I can feel strong and healthy and true to myself. So I'm really excited to share these with you guys today. So let's just get right into it. The first way that you can be the best version of yourself as a mom is figure out what your style is right now, not the aspirational version of it. So I feel like this is really important because let's take me for an example. I love classic style. I love wearing feminine dresses and wearing heels and wearing things that are more structured and tailored. None of that works with being a mom. None of that works with the amount of flexibility I need to be able to run after my kiddo and pick him up and get dirty and play in the mud. Like, I need to have clothes that I can easily wash and dry, that I can bend over in without a problem, that aren't going to be dry clean only, and that are going to stretch. So what that means is I have had to really renegotiate what my style looks like during this stage of my life. It may be that when my children are grown and out of the house, I return to the style that I once had, but at this point, I can't wear pieces that are super nice unless I'm going on a date night or something. And so the clothes that I wear day to day is going to look very different than what I would have worn before I had children. So figure out what your style looks like now. For me, it's a lot of light, flowy dresses, especially now that I'm pregnant, that kind of allow me to move freely and not flash people, and comfortable shoes, but shoes that I still like. And for me, style also includes my hair and my makeup. So those are things that I can have a nice hairstyle, I can have nice makeup on, and that won't need to change because my son is running around or making a mess. So a lot of my focus has kind of moved towards my hair and makeup rather than my clothing, but I've definitely changed the way that I dress. So for me, it's comfort, but also still fashion. I love the clothes that I wear. They're just not what I would have described my fashion sense as before. The same might be true for you. If you find that you really like to wear pencil skirts and then you're having a child and you can't bend over in a pencil skirt, you may have to figure out what your style looks like now. So start actually reckoning with what you're wearing, and then maybe go on Pinterest and look up different pictures of clothes that you think would work with your day-to-day, with your lifestyle, and that you also think are really cute. And just embrace where you're at with your life and your style. Number 2 is read a book, any book, and finish it. I find that if I can pick up one book and finish it, I just feel really good about myself. Now, I mostly listen to audiobooks because I find that finding the time to sit down and read and not have to do anything else is a lot more difficult than listening to a book while I'm driving or while I'm doing chores. But finishing books makes you feel like you've finished a project, and that makes you feel really good about yourself. So find a book, whether it be serious, funny, educational, or just fun, and actually devote time to finishing it in whatever form, whether that be reading it or listening to it. I think that giving yourself the opportunity to do something that is just for you and is just nice gives you a feeling of accomplishment that has nothing to do with anything else going on in your life. It's just like, I did something nice for me, and that can make you feel really good. So that's number 2. Number 3 is choose a chore that you know you'll always be able to get done, and just stay on top of that one chore. Now, we have many chores as mothers, of course, but there are certain chores that if they don't get done, the house can feel like a mess, no matter how clean the rest of the house is. I think a very good example is dishes. If you let the dishes pile up in the sink, you really can't navigate your kitchen very well, and it makes you feel like your whole house is dirty, even if it's just the dirty dishes. So maybe that's a chore that could work for you, that you could stay on top of, and you're like, this is the chore that I know I'm always gonna get done no matter what. I'm always going to have my dishes clean, put them in the dishwasher, and never keep a big dirty pile of dishes in my sink. That, again, gives you a sense of accomplishment in something that you know you'll always have completed, and you can feel good about that. Again, as mothers, you don't want to feel overwhelmed and flustered all the time. So giving yourself accomplishable tasks, that's not a word, but tasks that you can actually accomplish, is a very good way to feel more in control. And that is one of the best ways to be the best version of yourself. When we feel out of control, we start to kind of lose it, I think, mentally. We start to feel like, oh my gosh, everything is going crazy, and we can't actually be the collected, gathered people we need to be. But if we feel more in control and give ourselves goals that are actually possible, then we can actually be better people because we don't feel crazy and crazed. So choose a chore, whatever that chore is for you, that feels like you can actually do it every day. So it might be making the bed, it might be washing the dishes, it might be vacuuming every night, but just find something that you feel confident you could do every day and actually do it. Number 4 is get physical activity every day. I find that if I don't move every single day, whether that be a short walk, whether that be going to the gym, whether that be doing a 5-minute yoga video, just doing something physically active with your body gets you back into your body and makes you feel more like yourself. And that's a really good feeling. I don't like the idea that we put our physical needs on the back burner when we become moms. I think it's really important that we do take care of ourselves physically, not only because it is incredibly important for us to be physically capable to help our children and our families, but also for our own health and mental health. I think it's so good to be in our bodies and understand our bodies, and you know, our bodies do need to move. That's important for how they function. So giving yourself an opportunity to have some sort of physical exercise every day, and ideally being outside for 5 minutes every day at least, is just really going to refresh you and remind you of who you are, even in the context of motherhood. Last but not least is eat well and nourish your body. Now, when I say that, I don't just mean eat healthy. I mean make foods for you. Don't just stuff your face and run on to the next thing, which is okay. During the first 3 months postpartum, I feel like that's what you end up doing. You just eat whatever's available because you're just constantly being pulled in 20 different directions. But what I think is really important is actually making it a priority to eat well, to eat things you like, to eat full meals, not just to eat leftovers of your kids' food from their tray. Like, eat foods that are for you. And that'll make you feel, again, more like yourself. If you're eating salads once a day, or even if you're making yourself an iced coffee in the morning because it just feels nice for you, like, give yourself, dedicate to yourself time to eat and to nourish your body. It's important to do so. In the same way that exercise is important, food is important. And respect your body and yourself enough to dedicate those moments to yourself. So those are 5 ways I think you can feel like the best version of you as a mom. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Make sure to drop a comment there, and I'll see you guys in my next video.